All right, everyone, let's just get this show on the road. Also want to just check the mic is working before we kick things off. So I'm just going to talk to fill time to see if it's all working, because I mucked about some of the settings earlier. So, oh, hello, it says Jamie, all good. Yes, all right, cool, glad, because it's good to be back, everybody. I'm back, I'm better than ever. Also, the guy upstairs is getting very angry at whatever he's playing, so we may hear him. He's going, no! He goes up 10 octaves high when he sucks at his video game. So we might hear, a run-in from the sim. Let's see. So, hi, everyone. Thanks so much for hanging out. Thanks for being here. It is episode 175 of Locking It Down with Lucy. Wow. Fast approaching episode 200. So it's good to be back. Good to see everybody. Let's see who we have in the chat. We got Jazz D saying hi, Lucy. Hi, everybody, with a nice smiley face. We got Jamie saying hello. We've got Robert Wall saying we can hear you. We got Rich Gamer saying all good. Timothy Gospel saying hi, Lucy. I just got the platinum in Lego Jurassic World. Congratulations, Timothy. There you go. Hope you enjoyed that. The road to episode 200. We're on it, baby, and we're driving. It's happening. Terrence is saying hi. We got Nathan Joseph saying hello. So yes, hello, everybody. He's been stuck on the first boss in Elden Ring for it. Potentially he has been. I don't know what the hell he plays, but he was stomping around earlier when I was trying to have a meeting, and I was like, this is unsustainable. Anyway, hello everyone, welcome back. Apologies I could not be with you all last week. I don't know what overcame me last week. I just suddenly, all was well, and I finished work late. I finished work about an hour ago as well, so this was a bit of a quick turnaround. So last week, I finished work, I got up, and I just felt super, super dizzy. And I was like, what is wrong with me? So I thought I'd lie down for a bit to see if it subsided. It just didn't. I just kind of wanted to lie there with my eyes shut. So that's why the show was cancelled quite late without notice. Because I was like, maybe I could. And I felt like I was going to be sick at one point, actually throw up. And so that was my main issue. I was like, I don't want to do the show and then feel like I want to have to run off and be sick. I, unfortunately... do have a lot of those YouTuber videos, YouTube drama videos recommended to me. And I always think, oh my God, I'm so terrified that I may, something bad might happen to me. And it'd be my face illustrated, how LudiXP was sick on stream and ruined her career. I'm terrified. that might be me. So I was imagining, hi everyone, how's it going? Oh. And then I have to run off and throw up or something. So I don't know what was wrong with me, but I just wanted to, I don't know. I'm not sure if I spent too much time staring at the screen. So maybe I had a bit of a headache or something last week, which meant that I just felt a bit dizzy and a bit out of it. I don't know. I think I have to remember maybe to drink water when I've got my busy meetings. So someone did say maybe I was dehydrated, and perhaps I was. A lot of time on the Thursdays, today I had meetings from 2:30 until 7 with 15-minute gaps in between. I think my biggest gap was half an hour. So, and a lot of them were me talking. So maybe that has something to do with it. If I'm just at the computer all day, sitting here, it's maybe, I do try and make sure I get out for my walk. I have been trying to get my steps in every day. So I don't know. It's a mystery. There was also the epic tale of my jaw cracking, which I suppose we can get into now. So last Wednesday, I ate. So my jaw always locks. It's been doing it quite badly, every time I eat for the past 3 years or so, but I just came to live with it. It would just go ow, ow on this side. And so I'd eaten lunch, which was, what was lunch that day? Was it cheese? I think it was bacon cheeseburger. That tends to be a big trigger for my jaw. Eating one of those, I went up to my desk and I had a Lindt chocolate ball. It was one of those balls like that. They're very, very good. I had one. It was fine. I had two, and this time I ate it on this side, and then I was just I cracked down on it and my jaw went crack, and I was like, ow, that really hurt. That was different. Normally it just sort of pops back, but this was a proper and my jaw was aching for 3 days. So that could have also had something to do with it. Maybe I was oh my God, my jaw is misaligned. But in good news, because I was freaked out. I was is my face still the same? What if I'm wonky now? What if I look like this? I don't know. I was are my teeth in the same position? I mean, it's hard to tell because they're already kind of, the bottom set are kind of wonky, but that's because I fell off of a bench because this woman at my drama school was just like, no, you need to wear these shoes. I was like, these shoes are too big for me. And she was like, oh, just get over it. And so then I stood on a bench and I fell and I went, whacked my face. And then she was like, oh my God, now you need to fill out a form. I never filled out that form. So I can still get you inserted name or redacted name. Anyway, so I don't know. I spent a lot of time, but I haven't had my jaw locked since this has happened. So what if my jaw has just been out of place this entire time? I don't know if there's any doctors in the chat, but I'm like, it's weird. Like my jaw still double clicks open. But since that has happened, I don't know if, it's just never locked since. A couple of people have said this, hashtag go to the dentist, hashtag or your GP. Now, if I'm going to go anywhere, I'll go to the dentist. They were actually nice to me. So, I don't know, maybe it just like cracked it back into position. I don't know. I haven't eaten a bacon cheeseburger since. Maybe this is when I order one on McDonald's right now and get it sent to me and we can all do the test together. Oh, look, Tasha's in the chat. She's going to diagnose me. Sounds like you have, goodness me, how do you know this? Temporomandibular joint dysfunction. Well, thank you. I've always thought you've had that. Interesting. Dr. Tasha in the house. Calling Dr. Tasha. She's now going to hit me with the bedpan. So maybe that's the case. It does mean that, for a while when I was younger, I could eat burgers that were quite, big, but now I have to be careful. So I don't know. Part of my, New Year's resolution is to try and sort this out. So I am going to ring the dentist up, even though I don't really like it, because the dentist just sort of asks for money for a start, which I suppose, I think it must be, well, with inflation, I guess it's probably gone up to £35 or something just to get, it's just a bunch of medical mumbo jumbo. Exactly. I can't tell if you're being serious or joking. So I liked that. So yeah, I am going to do that. I did do a lot of life admin. I completed my student loan, everybody. I'm no longer in debt. Ta-da! So I did that. I rang up about my card, which still doesn't work. So I guess this week, maybe I'll do it tomorrow, I guess. I can ring up the dentist. But now here's the thing, everybody. I mentioned this on the stream, so sorry if you have to hear the story again. But I asked my family if anyone wanted to go into the dentist, and everyone was just like, no. And I was like, but we always used to go to the dentist together. No one wants to come with me. We don't want solidarity anymore. Solidarity in the dentist. And Mom's like, oh, blimey. So I'm going to have to go to the dentist all by myself like a big girl. So we'll see about that. Oh, Tasha will come. We'll go to the dentist. Yeah. Locking it down with Lucy. Bringing dentist friends together. Hooray. Okay, well, that's solved then. We'll skip merrily off to the dentist together, solving problems. All they'll do is look at my teeth. Also, I feel like I do like a good clean. Anyway, you don't want to hear about my boring dentist stories. So, that was the haps last week. I don't know. I feel better this week, though. Wait, what's this? You can go to the dentist by yourself. I recently had to do this solo, says Tom L. I don't know if I just realised you're the you're the penguin, the evil penguin from Gromit and Wallace and Gromit. Yes, there you go. Clip of the week is a family trip to the dentist. Sometimes I forget this is a gaming channel. It is. It's a mini game going to the dentist. It's a gaming mini game. So yeah, that's the haps. That's what's been going on. I hope you were all well in the health department. Oh, the other thing I did whilst I was having wins, I was like, student loan win, getting my card not quite fixed win. Oh no, I cancelled my Specsavers direct debit by accident, and now they've realised that I'm overdue a checkup for 5 years. So they're like, you can't have any more contact lenses. You must come back. And I'm like, no. So I've screwed myself over here. So I'm going to have to go to the dentist and the opticians. What life admin do you have to take care of? Dentist simulator. And so that kind of prompted me for my question, because literally this is the conversation I have with you, because January is so dull. Nothing happens. There is nothing going on. It's the most boringest month. It's the most boringest month of the year. So that's why I'm asking you guys, how do you feel about January? Is it a great month, the worst month? It's okay. Or you don't care. This is a rubbish poll because, Lucy, you could have thought something better. but maybe I couldn't have. So 14% of you say great month. 17% of you say don't care, 21% of you say worst month, and 48% of you say it's okay. I don't know, I think January is long, it's boring, it's cold, although I am thankful the weather has improved. It's not as cold as it was anymore. And it's just like dry, it's dead. Everyone, like, you know, Christmas was something to work towards, and now it's just like, now what? You know, it's like that Pulp Fiction. That's January. So I'll keep an eye on that. Any more dreams about DJ Purple? No, sadly, no more dreams about DJ Purple. But one, I do look at his Instagram all the time though, and see what's the haps. I'm thinking about what my next songs will be. What shall I sing? What can I impress him with next? But I've got some time before that happens. Oh, thank you, Robert Wall. Locking it down with Lucy is the highlight of January. Jose is also with me. Boring and cold. Jacob says, my 24th birthday is in March. So, yeah, something to look forward, I guess. Constantly daydream about DJ Purple. Oh, do you think he'd sing like a duet with me if I made it look like summer loving, having a blast? And he was like, I can't even, the thing is, I can't even remember what he's why did nobody record this magical moment? I'll have to just remember it in my heart. It'll be in my dreams. Maybe I'll just serenade him instead. We need January to come before December. Let's switch around. Exactly. I feel like everyone thinks it's going to be like, it's over once December. But oh no, it's only just begun. Fabio is saying the only good thing about January is the fact that there are 2 cousins' birthdays. Well, great. Congrats. Happy cousin birthday. So to kick things off, as Tasha was in the chat, she may have left now, I'm not sure. Tasha has thankfully provided, and very kindly, mystery drinks. As you can see, this one's kind of got a bit torn. I'm worried if any of them are going to be energy drinks. We shall see. So thank you, Tasha, for providing the mystery drink. Let's see, what am I drinking today? Whilst I say thanks to everybody who's been tuning in to the Jak and Daxter streams, and thank you everybody for as well the stream. What is this? Oh no! A banana drink? That sounds disgusting. Mazza, banana fruit drink, non-carbonated. Well, it's non-carbonated actually. I'm kind of digging that. Okay, let's give this a whirl. Is it going to be yellow? I'm not sure how I feel about that. Right. I don't like banana milkshake. I think milkshake's kind of... Okay. Oh! Oh my god, it's so banana-y. That's like pungent banana-y. Okay, let's give it a try. I like bananas, but only to an extent. You know what? I actually quite like it, but I don't like that I like it because I don't like the idea of liking bananas. It's kind of odd. It is kind of like I'm just licking the banana skin in a liquid fashion. I was meant to shake this, but it's quite refreshing at the same time. I have weird issues with food. Like, I was always quite a fussy eater. So there's certain things that I don't like, and I have to realise that maybe I do like them taste-wise. My brain just doesn't like them for whatever reason. Like, for instance, peppers took me a while to get over. And I'm still trying to get over my tomato phobia. But peppers, I was like, ugh, I'm not eating a pepper. But then I was like, I do eat peppers on pizza. So I would then eat the thing and have to be in my mind like, it's okay, I like the flavour. I feel like I'm doing that here. It's okay. I kind of like the flavour. But I'm not sure if I do, quite frankly. It's really weird. Look how yellow this is. It's kind of thick. Banana juice. We're going to drink this slowly. It's weak and strong all at the same time. So we shall see. It's also thick. It's thick, it's watery, it's kind of odd. I hate eating apples but don't mind drinking apple juice. Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's very weird. Stop drinking if it makes you feel dizzy. Oh, I had this drink, J-Chem. Found a Sonic-themed G Fuel energy drink, peach rings flavour. I really liked my G Fuel Sonic drink that I had a while ago. So, Get the drinks in, Tasha. What a great sister to have. Oh, there we go. Is it milk-based? Jazzy is asking. Is it milk-based? Let's see. Oh, it did say shake well and enjoy, so maybe I've mucked up there. I messed up. I don't know if I want to know if it's milk-based. Water banana puree. It is a bit like baby food. Okay, well, we'll just take our time with this one. We're not going to guzzle it down. It's not really a guzzling drink. It's not fizzy. It's flat. It's more like juice. I do like tomato ketchup, but I don't like eating tomatoes. In a BLT, get that shit out of there. But I'm trying to be good and being less like fussy, so I will just eat them under duress kind of thing. Because I'm like, it's not that bad, but it kind of is. So that's perhaps. Have I got any more housekeeping to get through? Oh, I'd also like to say thank you as well. This will be coming soon. You may have seen it on Adam's channel, but thanks to Adam for having me on Talking to Mystic, aka Ryan. There we all are, looking like, oh, isn't this so exciting and happy? So I'm not sure when this is going to be coming out, but this was very exciting and was a big highlight of the week before, which was a good time. So I'm looking forward to watching that back. Had a great conversation. I'm also like, wow, this was so cool. And I tried really, really, really hard not to fangirl out, because I was like, I remember when I watched you when you were in your old room. When I got my PlayStation, my PS Vita, you were the video I found. I tried to keep all that to a minimum and just talked about video games. So yeah, that was really cool. So I'm looking forward to, when that goes live and watching that. So with that in mind, I think it is time potentially to go to the highlights and lowlights of the week. So let me know what's been going on in your life. I kind of did mention my lowlight being my jaw pain. January is boring. My other lowlight is I did record a video at the weekend, but I just don't know if I feel like I was rubbish. So I'm going to review the footage and see how it is. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I was like unprepared. I don't know. I don't know if it's good or bad. I'm being too harsh a critic. I'm not sure. But hit me up with your highlights and lowlights of the week. There was something else I wanted to say real quickly, but it's totally got out of my brain. I feel like I'm still in meeting mode slightly. Maybe because I only just finished work an hour ago. I'm still like, meeting mode. What's on the agenda? Wah, wah, wah. I can't with this drink. It's kind of odd. Rich Gamer says, highlight, finally got a PS5. Yay, what are you going to play first, Rich Gamer? That's really exciting. Do let us know. I remember booting up Demon Souls Astrobot on my PS5 day. That was very, very exciting. I suppose if I'm going to go to my highlights of the week, yes, it's definitely the Mystic Chat, paying off my student loans. I hung out with Beth at the weekend, which was nice. You'll see some of that later. And it is warmer. Like I was like, it's so boring January. I've got nothing to report. The report is bare. But maybe I'll fix my jaw. So, there's that. So that could be a thing. All right, we've got Nathan Joseph saying, highlight, Tekken 8 comes out tomorrow. Nice. That reminds me, I was meant to do some work. Well, I better get on my laptop and do it. You've just reminded me I was meant to do that. Daniel says, I like January as a month my dad was born. Nice. Okay, well, maybe it's not all bad in January. Lowlight had food poisoning on Monday. No. Well, I hope you are recovered now, Robert War. Highlight was locking it down with Lucy. Thanks. Appreciate it. Rich Gamer is saying, thinking Tekken 8 will be the first game. Nice. Jazzy says, highlight, still enjoying Red Dead Redemption 1 on PS5, getting closer to 100%. Hell yeah. Lowlight is seeing the big layoffs at Activision and Microsoft today. I literally just saw that before the show started. So, my thoughts for everybody who, found themselves in that position. It's really sucky. It's kind of scary to think that can happen in such a big industry, which, we've got a lot of buying and stuff. I feel like maybe it's because I'm not close to other industries, but it's weird how many people get laid off in video games. So that is very sad news. Nathan Joseph says, Lowlight got COVID for the first time. Damn, you've been a survivor for so long. Well, hopefully you are able to get well soon and it doesn't hit you too hard, my friend. Jamie says, highlight, cat sitting my brother and his girlfriend's cat. That's pretty cool. Getting 1,000 gamer score on Assassin's Creed 2. Nice. And playing Cyberpunk 2077, The Phantom Liberty. You are getting some good gains in there, Jamie. Nice work on the 100G. And I hope your cat's doing well. Oh my god, I've been watching so much dog content this week. It's actually difficult because it's like my Instagram knows I like dogs. It's probably I don't normally look at things a lot in Instagram world, I stick to my feed, but I've started to drift from the feed, and I feel like now I'm being like, served things. And what am I being served? Dog content. But I'm not gonna. Also, I'm not ashamed to admit it. I watched Mr. Beast's video where he that's actually quite sad. He had 100 dogs to be adopted. This video made me legitimately cry. I was like, oh my god, it's so sad, all these dogs. I don't know what's wrong with me. I was like, oh. And then they all got adopted. I was so happy. I can't wait to have a dog one day, but I want to be a good dog owner. But man, I love dogs. So there we go. That's my little dog story. Highlight, Thronebreaker Shiny. Congratulations on the Shiny. Nice work there. Lowlight, Uncharted 3 on hard, knowing I've still got crushing to come. Yes, good luck with that. Shameless plug, like Shawn Michaels, you can watch my brutal tips and tricks guide if you need help. The help still applies to crushing. Highlight, playing The Witcher 3 in between rants to chill. Yes, I need to get back to The Witcher 3 and finish the DLC. I'll do that at some point. Are you playing Power World like everyone and their grandma right now, says J. Kim? I don't even know what Power World is. So no. And I'm pretty sure my grandma isn't playing it either. But I'll check with her. I'm going to see her on Saturday. Gilmero says, hi Lucy, highlight of the week. I was promoted to manager. That's so cool. Congratulations. Although they said low light of the week as the promotion does not come with salary increase. Well, that kind of sucks. But hopefully this is your next step up the ladder to get that next year. But congratulations. That's super cool. I love hearing highlights like that. Fabio saying, highlight, my cousin invited me and my father to go to the Ben Fisher game. Is this football? Against Estoril at the stadium. The game was yesterday. No lowlight. Well, I hope you had a good time at the game. Sorry I butchered all those names. And I'm glad to hear you have no lowlights of the week. Dogs and... Oh, don't get me started on the dogs. There's a deleted scene where they let all the dogs run free. And then they all obviously just going to die. I don't know if many dogs survived the Titanic. They never say in all the Titanic lore. How many dogs were on that ship? They all just didn't know what's happening. That's really sad. I saw James said, I saw that Mr. Beast video. He works with Batista. He's a massive dog guy. Yes, I did have. That was so cool. Nick smiley face says, hi Lucy. Hi Nick, smiley face back. Jacob says, I finally found my first PS1 long box. I find it impossible to find them here in Sweden. eBay is not an option, at least not now. Someone traded it in to one of my favorite sites. Wow, that's really cool. Well, congrats. Benfica. Oh, I see. Aaron says, hi Lucy. Hello. Very good highlights there from everyone. Good highlights. I don't think I have any more highlights because it's pretty dull. I listened to a sad podcast the other day on a walk about, although Jeff Brazier, this is such an English conversation or British conversation, he just seems like a nice guy. And so I was listening to him on a podcast talking about Jade Goody, and I was like, oh, this is so sad. What's wrong with me? Why am I so sad? Maybe I've got the January blues. Like everything is just like, oh, look at this. Oh. Maybe I've got to sort it out. But I guess in other high news, is I've had a lot of time for gaming because nothing has been going on. So I've been really like getting stuck into a bunch of games, which we are going to talk about in a moment. Speaking of games, following this stream, we are going to be playing Jak and Daxter, and it's time for me to get that plat. So you followed the journey with me, kind of on and off, for playing the game. And it seemed like people were really into watching Jak and Dax being played, which was kind of cool and surprising. I was only going to play it once, but because you guys are really into it, and I really liked playing it with you all as well, I was like, I'm going to keep this up. This has been fun. So I want to finish the story, as Cody Rhodes would say. I'm going to finish the story with you all. I've got 1 hour to do it, though. 1 hour on the clock to finish the final level of Jak and Daxter. So very excited. First PS2 Platinum is going to be happening. So stick around if you are interested in that. So that's going to be pretty good. So I think for now, we will look into, if no one else has any more highlights and alerts of the week. Aaron says the last plat I got was Minecraft. It's not January, it's you. Are you breaking up with me, January? I'm sorry, Lucy, it's not me, it's you. I don't like January and I don't like September. I don't like January, tell me why. So, I don't know, I'm just kind of like waiting out. But, oh my god, this is kind of cool actually. I discovered this today. I'm going to show you all. So, come with me now on a journey through time and space to the world of the internet. The internet, come with me to the internet. So, this is PSN profiles. Welcome. So, I've been really on one while I've been on my mission to get to 1,000 trophies. I mean, this stat is slightly incorrect, but I'm on my way to 1,000. I looked at my stats. And you can see here my highest month was the 14th, December 2014 with 153 trophies won. Looky over here. I've got 129 trophies this month. I had to get, I think 84 is the goal for each month. I want to finish the month strong. I want to get some more. So I've got 9 trophies I can get today. Can I beat this? I don't know. I don't know what to play next, if there's like another game I can play. Because what I'm really trying to do is make sure I have enough trophies backed up so that when I do start playing harder games that aren't going to output me trophies, then I've got these, you know, I've got some buffer room. I've got some wiggle room, as they say. So that's the haps. That's very exciting. You also see here on PlayStation True Trophies. Sorry, I've explained the wrong thing. Yeah, this one, you can see my 2 top months here, which is pretty cool. So I'm kind of been digging it so far. Update that goal to 2,000 trophies. No. That's not going to happen. So let's go over here. Let's have a look, see. A total of 10,000 trophies. I'm on 8.8% of the way there. Tell everybody. I'm going for it on true trophies more than PSN profiles. It's just my general total. So here you can see the real total, which is... Why am I... Oh, 9,092. It's up here. So that's what's going on. So that's pretty exciting. Oh, it's 88 trophies per month. So yeah, that's what's been going on. So that's a big highlight, I guess, that being on track on my goals. But my other highlight was going around to see Beth and Chris, and we played some Jackbox 10. But clip of the week comes to... Why you like True Trophies instead of PSN Profiles? I'm just getting more into True Trophies recently. Like, PSN Profiles is cool. I like the look and I like the UI a lot. But I don't know. I feel like True Trophies has pulled me over a bit more because there's more stats to get into. I kind of want to learn it a bit more. Like, if you know how to use it, it's quite powerful. Well, I say powerful, but there's a lot of tools there, and they're doing a lot of cool stuff. Like, they let you set goals within the tool. They let you, like, you know, track other people or have, like, so there's a lot of, like, other mini game stuff. There's those stats that I just showed you there, whereas PSN Profiles haven't really innovated much on their original thing. So I normally like PSN Profiles for their presentation, but I like True Trophies for the stats. That's kind of, I think, where I'm going. Yeah, stats are cool, allows you to set goals, which I like a lot. So this week, I went around Beth and Chris, and I went back to school with Forrest. Remember Forrest, Bethany's son? I've never actually said that out loud, Bethany's son. I mean, it's true. It's just weird to think that Bethany has a son. But I haven't got a special trophy planned yet, but I'll think about it nearer the time. So this is Clip of the Week, where Forrest took me back to school. So please enjoy Clip of the Week.
This week, we Clip on the Week.
Yay!
Whatever.
You're not doing 2 plus 2, right?
4
Plus 2.
Equal.
That
No,
equals...
the one
It's 6, 4 plus 2.
No. That's wrong, Lucy.
No, it's right, Forrest.
No, it's
Look, look. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Look,
You're wrong, Lucy. Right. Oh, no.
Whatever, Mommy, 2 plus 2 equals, Mommy.
4.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You win.
I win. What do I win?
You win a car.
Next, do we win the house somewhere? Then we win the house. The next house is we play hide and seek.
Why?
And remember.
Right, come on, Lucy.
All right, you've got to turn around then. So
Right.
Go over there.
Right, count loud. Come.
Yay! All right, now don't drop it. Okay, you gonna catch it? Oh.
Egg.
Almost.
These cameras. She's taking a picture of
I'm
Lucy.
videoing Lucy.
She doesn't care about you. She
Hi
takes
everybody, welcome to Wait, Boris isn't in it because he's driving in it, so he can't be photographed. So no photos, please. It's too famous for me.
You want to take some?
We're just spinning around. We're just spinning. We're just doing like spin.
What about videos?
So there you go, that was Clip of the Week where I was taken to school by Forrest. I'm pretty sure, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty confident that 4 plus 2 equals 6. But hey, that's just a theory, a maths theory. So we'll see how that goes as that progresses. But yeah, that was good fun. I just go around Beth's and just be another child. And it's like, woohoo, toys! Who is the bigger kid, Forrest or Lucy? Yeah, I liked how I just got to play with Forrest's toys. That was a good time. Got to do some hide and seek, although it's quite hard to hide now, I guess, now that I am bigger. Forrest is 3 now, 3 years old, so it's kind of cool that, it's sweet that when I come round, he's like, Lucy! And I'm like, he remembers me! So that's good. Now he remembers. You was well and truly schooled there. That'll learn you. That'll learn me. So that was good. Why, thank you. I don't know. I think I'd be too childish. I'd be like, hey, I'm a cool mom. But yeah, no, it's just, it's fun just being able to see him and, be bossed about. So he was like, you guys sit there, you sit there. I was like, yes, Forrest. So yeah, we like Forrest. So yeah, you got to see him when he was just a little baby back in 2020 when Beth was on the show and she showed her baby scan. So there he is. Yes, it is sad that MatPat has retired from the YouTubes with many other people. But here at Lockin and Lucy, I'm not near retirement yet. You're going to have to beat me in a match one-on-one at WrestleMania. Oh, Lucy, if you lose a YouTube match, your career is over. I've also been watching a lot of wrestling stuff recently and Harry Potter stuff, but that's a different story. I've spent a lot of time alone in my flat doing gaming, but then also listening to YouTube videos. I'm like, what YouTube videos should I listen now? And I like listening to long form content. So listening to a lot of wrestling with regret, as he likes to do like breakdowns of certain pay-per-views, and he like does like play-by-play of what happens in the match. So I quite like, it feels like I've watched the pay-per-view in 20 minutes or so. So that's pretty good. I've also been watching a lot of Harry Potter content. Yes, dogs, wrestling, and Harry Potter. Interesting combo. That's what I've been watching recently. On the YouTubes whilst I've been playing the video games. What if Harry Potter did wrestling? Interesting. What would his finishing move be? Probably Expelliarmus. He would disarm you with Expelliarmus. It'd be like a crossface kind of thing. He'd be like, Harry Potter, it's Potter with the crossface. It's Voldemort gonna tap. Harry. And Voldemort taps. It's a happy WrestleMania for all of us. Do, 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 do. And look who it is. It's Ron and Hermione. Do, do, do. That's what would happen if Harry Potter wrestled. Hagrid would win. Potentially, yes. Undertaker versus a Dementor. What an interesting concept. Okay, and now for the streak at WrestleMania. The Undertaker versus a Dementor. Dong. Ooh. Undertaker walks through the ring. Dementor, you may suck the soul of the students in Hogwarts, but when you face the Undertaker at WrestleMania, you will rest in peace. I can't do the eye thing. The Dementor comes out. The Dementor never speaks, but his presence is felt amongst everybody. And the bell rings, and the Undertaker and the Dementor have a stare down. The Dementor begins to do his kiss of death, but the Undertaker isn't having that. Big boot to the face. The Dementor crashed to the floor. The crowd erupts. Undertaker. Undertaker, they all shout, but the Dementor gets up quickly, and then the Undertaker is getting he's on the ropes. You know how Undertaker into the turnbuckle. The Dementor is closing in, and the Undertaker doesn't know what to do. And then all of a sudden, he pulls out from his tights a wand. Expecto Patronum. And all of a sudden, a ghost animal comes out of the Undertaker's wand, and the Dementor, he can't handle it. The Undertaker, weary now, eats some chocolate, falls over. 1, 2, 3, dong, the Undertaker wins. Duh. The crowd are loving it. Screw you, Dementor. And back to Azkaban, the Dementor goes. That's how that wrestling match would go, by the way. So if Wrestling with Regret ever wants me to just, call fantasy matches as a segment on his show, I'd be happy to do that. So there we go. Maybe you should watch WWE with Forrest with those. I'm not sure. What if Harry Potter... Harry Potter and Pokemon... I guess that would kind of work, because it'd be Harry Potter would be like Ash, and then, well, that's just Fantastic Beasts at that point. That's just Harry Potter walks around catching Nifflers and Neasels and Jobber whatsevers, and they do that, gotta catch 'em all, magical creatures. The Dementor froze in the ring, the opponent slipped, hit their heads, and the Dementor won. Wow, okay. What was I thinking about? Oh, yeah, so I've been playing lots of videos. Let's move along to my return to Hogwarts. Okay, so with all of this Harry Potter, I don't know, I watched it over Christmas, and I was playing Jak and Daxter the weekend, and I just wanted to play something different. I got a little bored, so I looked at my list, and I was like, what can I play? And I was like, maybe I'll just go back to Hogwarts Legacy and just do a little bit more. And you know what? I kind of like it a bit more for what it is now. I'm still not that interested in the story, but the world's pretty cool. But I tell you what I have really gone into, speaking about animals, I've got really into breeding my animals in the Valerium, or whatever it's called, the Vicarium. I'm not sure what that bit is. But the little baby animals are so cute. So you go around the world, and because I realize it's for the collection, and you then have to collect the magical creatures. You got to make sure you have a boy and a girl creature, because that's how the birds and the bees work. And then you go to your little den and you build, it's a bit like playing almost like cats on PC or dogs on PC. You build a little breeding den, and then you get your boy Niffler and your girl Niffler, and then you tell them that you want them to have a baby Niffler, and they oblige, and then they go sit in their pen for 30 real-time minutes of game. And so you have 4 different, how do you say it? The vivarium. Thank you, Robert Wall. You have 4 of these, so you can have 4 animals breeding at the same time. So then you go and get the unicorn, and then you make a baby unicorn, and then 30 minutes later you come back, and these little baby animals are so cute. The baby ones are cute, like the moon calf. So I'm breeding a moon calf right now, so I'm very excited for when the moon calf. But I just love coming back, and some of the little tiny creatures are so cute. I'm like, this little mini game has just turned the game around for me, because I'm just in love with these little animals, and I don't even watch Fantastic Beasts, and so I'm just like, I can't wait to see what they make. The little Thestral's cute, the little unicorn's cute, the little puff skin's cute. They're all cute. Baby unicorn is lore accurate as it's got. I did wonder why the baby unicorn was a different colour, so I'm enjoying that part of it. I also just started to learn the game a bit more. I'm just doing a lot of map clearing, really, which is why I've been playing Harry Potter, not listening to the story, but watching YouTube videos. So I was watching a lot of videos about the Harry Potter video games, ironically. I was playing it and hearing the PS1 game was like this, the PS2 game was like this, how the games went from open world, platformer games to isometric, there was an isometric one, to an open world game, to then a third person shooter, which I didn't play the third person shooter ones, but they look like they're rubbish. They probably are. And now to Hogwarts Legacy, back to open world. I do miss the PS1, PS2. I just want to play if I can make anything come back, like people always say, what do you want to come back? I want the Harry Potter games from PS1 and PS2. I want Philosopher's Stone, Chamber of Secrets on PS Classics or whatever with a trophy list. I'd be well into that. But as far as it goes, like, your character is still the biggest loser in all of the Wizarding world. Oh, hello, Professor. How can I help you? Oh, that's really interesting. Let me talk to you whilst I look like the biggest idiot on the planet because I'm wearing the dumbest clothes because they're the ones with my highest stats. I mean, that's RPGs for you, I guess. I'm not playing Fashion Souls over here. So I'm walking around being the biggest goody two-shoes in the planet, but also crucioing people on the side. Oh my God, that was the dumbest part. So the story is my least favourite part of it. Like, I don't care about being the chosen old one, whatever. Going to do this main story quest are my least favourite things to do. I'm like, triangle, 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 triangle. But there was a part where I had to go to this dungeon and they're like, oh my God, in order to progress, you need to cast Crucio. And that's like, obviously, like one of the unforgivable sins, of course, of Harry Potter, unforgivable curse. And so there's a little discussion like, no, I'm too good to cast Crucio, or no, you should cast Crucio, or I'm going to cast Crucio on you. And that's the one for those of you that don't watch Harry Potter. You cast Crucio and it puts the person in unbearable pain, like pain everywhere. You're like torturing them, basically, like, ah! So, you know, I am a Hufflepuff, but I'm also just like, you know what, I want to learn the dark arts because they might come in useful. So I'm going to do it because I've lost all RPG elements in this game in my mind. So I'm like, okay, Sebastian, his name is, who I quite like, by the way. He's probably one of the more interesting characters. Along with Poppy Sweetie or whatever, she's kind of a bit more of a do-gooder. The other guy I don't care about. So anyway, I decide that I am going to cast Crucio on Sebastian because, you know what, I'll take the guilt. I am the chosen one after all. So I'm like, Crucio! And Sebastian's like, and then the door opens and we walk through the door and then the other guy, Ominous, who is, yes, Sebastian's friend, thank you, who's like this nerd, he's like, I don't want to cast it because I'm too good for this. I'm such a nerd. I'm so posh, but unbearably posh, and that's not actually true. So he's like, how was it, Sebastian? And Sebastian's like, it was agonizing. I would have done anything to make the pain stop. Oh look, we're in the place now, great. And then he runs off and does this thing. I was like, there was no consequence for this. I'm not feeling like, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. That was pretty bad. I just tortured my friend. But of course, I guess I didn't feel like that because my friend shook it off within less than 10 seconds. He was just like, oh, it's fine. So I guess I felt no guilt or no remorse for that action. And so that was a bit like weird. And now I walk around casting Crucio on the biggest villain in the game. Let me tell you something. There's this goblin called Ragnarok, something like that. He ain't got nothing on the true villain of the game. I'll tell you who they are. The poachers. Everybody and their mother is talking about the poachers in this game. Like, you know, the poachers are around. We got to get them poachers. I don't know what's happening in 1800s Harry Potter world, but everybody wants to like take the magical creatures and either sell them or I don't know what they're going to do to them. So I come along with my magic bag and I'm like, they're there now. I'll look after you. And then I lock them up in my dungeon, where at least I just breed them for my own amusement. So it could be worse, I guess. But they are the biggest villains in the game. Old Poppy Sweetie, she hates the poachers. I hate the poachers. Everyone hates the poachers. So, you know, watch out, Voldemort. You've got a new villain in town. The poachers of the Wizarding world. Yes, Omnis Gaunt is that character. But aside from story stuff, I do find it quite cathartic. Oh, yes, my favourite. Found you, Demiguise. Mine now, Demiguise. I have been going around doing some very peaceful, relaxing map clearing. Now, it's not my favourite activity in the world, but sometimes you need a good map clearing exercise. I don't watch trash TV. Not that there's anything wrong with watching trash TV. It serves a purpose. Like, you might come home from work and you're so drained that sticking on Love Island is your like, you know what, I can switch my brain off and just enjoy doing this activity. That's map clearing for me. Like, I like to just switch my brain off and do something mindless for a bit. Now, I can't do it for 40 hours straight. So I probably will play this for like 2 weeks, drop it because I get bored, and then pick it up again in like a month or so. I feel like that's what my cycle with this game is going to be. But right now, I quite like, now that I've unlocked Alohomora 2, going around and trying to find the Demiguises, going and getting all the fireplaces. Like, it's quite nice to play that whilst listening to something in the background, watching some podcasts or listening to Wrestling and Regret, stuff like that. So I'm enjoying that. I am going to get the platinum in this game. It's just going to happen slowly. because I also I think I'll just run out of steam after a while, because I just hate doing the main quest line, to be honest. I just don't want to do it. Like, it's just annoying. So maybe I should just like go through that and finish that off. The side character stuff, so, but I do like breeding my animals and collecting all of that stuff, and it sort of ticks a box in my mind of just like doing everything and ticking it off. So I know I've already talked about playing Hogwarts that much, because I sort of was like, I think what happened was I was kind of hoping it'd be something more than it was, and it did just turn in, you know, quite a basic game for everyone to play, and that's fine. It's just it's a low entry for anyone who's a fan of Harry Potter to join, whether you're a fan of gaming or not. That's cool. I know what it is now, and I can enjoy it for what it is. But there is a lot to do. There is so much map clearing that I just can't even. So I don't know. I know a lot of people in the chat have mentioned that they're playing Hogwarts Legacy if they had similar things, but yeah, I can't wait to get some of the other unforgivable curses and just feel no consequence for using them. Like, what's going to happen when I go around Avada and cadavering everybody? Like, Avada Kedavra! My God, she's the most evilest Hufflepuff I've ever seen in the land. But, oh, it's okay. She killed a bunch of poachers, so it's fine. Oh, okay, all right, well, fair enough. Robert Wall says, I have the Platinum Hogwarts Legacy. Nice. How many hours did it take you? I'm currently on, like, 30, which I realise is, like, chump change. I feel like this is going to be, like, a 70-hour plat, because the Merlin trials, which are these, like, repetitive, just challenges, if you would call it challenge, there's, like, 95 of them. That's insane. That is too much. Blackbeard says, yep, in Hogwarts. I mean, I wouldn't say these side quests are any better, but they are slightly more tolerable. But I just don't listen to what anyone's saying anymore. Yeah. I have Hogwarts Legacy on the waiting to buy list. Hogwarts says 77 hours. Do you know, actually, one of the things I do like doing as well? I like playing Hogwarts Legacy and putting on the Harry Potter soundtrack. I just feel like that helps me feel more in the world when I'm not listening to podcasts and stuff. If I want to actually pay attention to the story, I'll have in the background. So, yeah. I kind of just do want to play Philosopher's Stone and Chamber of Secrets. Flipendo! And just play the Harry Potter movies. So, that's what's been going on. What is that line when your character says after all the murder? Oh, I know exactly what it is. That you get ready to hear that over and over again. So I'm like, solved it, Merlin. No, it's not quite. She says something with Merlin in the thing. I just can't think of what it is right now. But yeah, she does do that. Anime says that plat took me around 55 hours. Loved it and didn't want to finish it. Currently trying to clear up the Skywalker saga. Nice. So the bit I'm kind of, I suppose, not particularly looking forward to is maybe when I have to redo the other houses. But Merlin's beard. No, it's not quite like that. It's just I don't even know who Merlin is. When Merlin got into the Wizarding world, like, we all know Merlin from the Sorcerer's Stone, but I didn't realize that Merlin was part of Harry Potter lore. Oh, and then I also watched someone do a really good video essay on all the Harry Potter movies. So I've been on a bit of Harry Potter kick as well as a wrestling kick. So that's where it's all melded in my mind together. Christopher saying, Hogwarts took me 90 hours. I didn't skip any dialogue and waste a lot of time doing the battle challenges. I overdid it. That said, actually, Christopher, I do quite like the combat. Now that I've unlocked a bunch of spells, I quite like, shaking it up, finding my combos. Like, that's becoming a lot better in my mind. So I don't mind clearing out the bandit camps and stuff. And like, they have little, I don't think I've unlocked Bombardier yet, but they have little like challenges. And so I try now and do those when I can. But that's probably my favorite bits are map clearing and the combat. So that's my return to Hogwarts, everybody. I've learned many things. It is the Philosopher's Stone. Exactly. we like the Philosopher's Stone. So that's the main thing that I have been playing. Let me just check my notes. Of course, this came off the back of I've given up on Sonic, everybody. Last week, the week before, I talked about Sonic and how it was not fun. It was unfair. I went back to it afterwards to try and get any final trophies, but I think I'm over it. When I discovered what else I had to do, it was too much to bear. And I was like, you know what? I am going to walk away, as I mentioned before. So that's what I've done. And that's why I've moved on to Jak and Daxter. I've moved on to Harry Potter to get to happier times. But I did have a clip of the week from last week. I'm going to take a pause so I can drink my drink. So you can watch the clip of the week that happened the week after last, which I was going to show you last week. The members have seen it before, so sorry you have to watch it again. But this is what happened. This was the fallout of me and Sonic's relationship. So please enjoy. It's happening now. It's happening now. Oh, did I say Sorcerer's Stone? No, I can't believe I said that. Damn. Oh yeah, I'm also at Christmas, which is quite nice. So yeah, please enjoy clip of the week for last week, which is the fallout of me and Sonic's messy divorce. Enjoy. Oh no, you can hear me. Hang on. You suck. You need to stop laughing. It's driving me insane. What are you doing? I packed my bag. I just realised I'm in the clip, watching the clip. Let's do that again. I was like, reading the comments. Right, we're going back. Let's sort this again. Take 2. You suck. You need to stop laughing. It's driving me insane. What are you doing? I packed my bags and I'm leaving, just like you said I should. Oh, come on. Oh, whatever. I could beat this well easy. Yeah, right. I bet you couldn't even beat this game. Move over. All right, fine then. All right, fine. Sure, if you think you're good enough, take the controller then. Wow. Whoa. Told you, that's how it's done. I'm packing my bags and I'm leaving. Goodbye. And you're gonna have to play the rest of the game yourself. If I can pick this bag up because it's heavier than me. Goodbye. Come on, Tails. Wait, come on, guys. It doesn't have to be this way. Come on. I'm sorry. No, Tails. So, yeah, that's what happened last week. So yeah, I'm still living the fallout of that, and I yeah, pretty sad. I can't believe how I botched that clip twice. So should have taken Philo with them. No way. Philo stays with me. We've got too much history, me and Philo. So now I'm left to beat the game myself, and I just don't know if I have it in me. Sonic has been in touch via postcards telling me that he's having a great time on Green Hill. So, at Green Hill. So, whatevs. Those guys can enjoy their life. They left me for nothing. And, you know what? It's better. I'm better off without them. Maybe this is why I didn't do the show last week. I was just too distraught over Sonic walking out and leaving me. So, yeah, that was the last couple of weeks. And that is the end of my relationship with Sonic. Watch there be like a Sonic announcement next week now. And I'm like, oh my God, they're bringing back Blue Sphere. I must play it. No, Lucy. This is a public feature announcement from Lucy. Lucy, the next Sonic game may look exciting. They may pull you in with classic music and being able to play in lots of cool zones and a new gimmick. But don't fall for it, Lucy. You know how it ends every single time. It ends with distress. It ends with sadness. It ends with repetition, which isn't even a word yet, but maybe it will be in the future. So don't do it. Ignore Sonic. He may give you those big, sad eyes. But you know who else gets big, sad eyes? You, when you play Sonic. So remember this. Next time they're like, oh, look, It's Sonic's 33rd anniversary. He's 1 year younger than you. We don't care. We're done. We're over it. We are walking away from all the troubles in my life. The end. So that is what's happening. Wait. I feel like, I think you mean Philo, let you down a lot harder than Sonic a long time ago. He can't even perform as a functioning pillar anymore. He's a companion. Do you say that when you both get old? Don't know where that's going, but when's the divorce hearing? Oh, actually, I have a joke about that. I don't know how to say the joke. So a healer was, out and about doing a healing ceremony, I guess. And he was like, does anybody need anything? And any help with anything? And the kidney one goes, yes, my hearing. So he says, come on up. What can I do? So he puts his hands on him and says, what about now? And he was like, yeah, I wanted some help with my hearing. It's next week. I think I might have butchered that. So there we go. There's a joke for you. Sonic's eyes are the weirdest thing about him. Why are they connected? It's what makes him cool. That's how you keep the cool. Right, so what else have we been playing? Let's talk about Jak and Daxter. From one platformer to another, Jak and Daxter had eluded me throughout my life. I had grown up playing Naughty Dog's esteemed Crash Bandicoot series. And then after Crash Team Racing, what I didn't realise was that Naughty Dog didn't actually make Crash Bandicoot anymore. I bought Crash Bash and I loved it. And then I bought Crash... what's the other one that I don't like? Crash... Where's the second one? The Crash... No, it's not Crash. The first PS2 one. Why can't I think of what that one's called? It's the one with the elementals. I didn't like that one anyway. It was like trying to be the same game but in a PS2 world and it wasn't great. It wasn't Warped. Warped is 3. I'm talking about the first ever one that was on PS2 and I can't for the life of me remember what it's... I think it's called something with Cortex. No, that's 3. That's Crash Bandicoot Warped. This is like... I got... Wrath of Cortex! Yes, thank you, Waxification. Wrath of Cortex. That one was like fine. Then I loved Insanity. What I didn't realise was that they were now owned by... I don't think they were Activision at that point. Maybe they were. I don't know. Or was it Traveller's Tales? I liked their little startup. Anyway, so I continued playing that and didn't realise that there was also a series now that Naughty Dog was making called Jak and Daxter. So I've gone back and I've played them. And these are my thoughts on it so far. So I like the world. It's a basic platformer. It's a bit of a collectathon, but not too bad. I'm trying to think of how I'm enjoying it because I also recently played Ratchet and Clank, the PS2 one, for the first time. And I was trying to like weigh up. Also, I played Spyro last year for the first time, so I definitely like this way more than Spyro. I know Spyro's on a different level because Spyro was a PS1 game, but this one has a bit more, dare I say, edginess to it. Like, I do like the world. I like the characters as a bit different. I really like the Zoomer, actually. I find those areas quite fun, especially the Precursor Basin, where there was a lot of like... I like how there's a lot of activities going on, and whilst it's a collectathon of sorts, it's kind of masked by different activities that you're doing to do the collectathon, like going around the Zoomer to do the race, or going through all the purple rings and the blue rings, or chasing down the ones that have the precursor or the power cell. You're doing lots of different activities to collect your power cells. You're going around collecting the orbs whilst you do that, and there's all different locations which are quite interesting. I don't know really what's happening with the story. It seems kind of like sub-level, but I'm not like against it or anything. I'm like trying to understand it, but I don't think there's too much to really understand. It's like we need power cells. It boils down to we need power cells to fix Daxter, but we also need power cells for other things. So we need to just gain a bunch of them, and some sages have gone missing or something. We're going to sort that out at some point. But I do like Daxter being this kind of like angsty, teen-like character, I guess. He's a wisecrack, he's like, blah, blah. Whereas Jack's like a silent, he's like the good guy, I suppose. But Daxter adds a bit of an edge and it can chat back. And I do like how all the characters are kind of like funny as well. Like the old grandpa guy is always like, and take that stupid grin off your face, Daxter. Like, I like their interactions. That other girl's kind of cool as well. And so, I mean, unfortunately, the game does suffer from a little bit of old game jank, but I'm not going to fault it for that. Like, it's kind of tough sometimes. Like, I'm not very good at the jumping. His double jump, I feel like, needs to be more of a jump. He seems to just go, hup, hup, rather than a huh, huh, like over a high one, or a huh, huh, or going any distance. There's some other sort of, the camera angle's a bit weird at points, but, you know, that's just because it's an old game, and I probably wouldn't have faulted it if I was playing it as a kid. In fact, I probably would have enjoyed this game a lot, I think, because I was still playing those types of games around that era. But yeah, I really liked it. I also really like how the trophies are just popping, you know? You do something and you're rewarded for it more often than not. So you do like a section and you get a power stone, it's like, boom, and you collect it, and Jak and Daxter, they do a little dancing. They feel like real pals, and I do like that, even though they don't speak to each other. You feel like they have like a kinship there. Is that the right word? They definitely got a connection, and they're good buddies. So I'm interested to see how it ends. One of the weakest parts is some of the boss fights, because again, the actual combat is a bit difficult to judge distance. So like Jak has a punch attack and a spin attack, and sometimes I'm not really sure what I'm like, how close I need to be before I get hit. Thankfully, the game is very forgiving in terms of checkpointing, so I never feel like too frustrated when I die, which is a lot, actually. I'm not afraid of a minute. I die quite a lot, but I'm always like, oh, okay, I'm just back where I was, and all my progress has still been saved. Like, I don't have to recollect anything unless I actually failed whatever it's asking me to do. So I quite like that in that respect. It just, you know, it's just nice, it's just fun, and it's easy going. And I like the locations a lot as well, and meeting the characters and seeing all the different bits. But it's so interesting, as a big Crash Bandicoot fan, seeing all the influences from the first 3 Crash Bandicoots, especially 3 here. Like, the music sounds the same. I saw someone wrote a comment on my live stream saying that the music was done by the same person, and I can 100% hear it. Like, one of the soundtracks sound really like, I don't know what world it was, maybe the precursor, like, Lost City place. It really sounds like the sewer or later music, or maybe the underwater music from Crash. Like, so sewer or later from 2, and the underwater music from Crash 3. Like that. So that's kind of cool. Also, the third Crash game, Crash Warped, had a bigger focus on vehicles, and you know, they had a mixed reception when the game came out. Some people liked them, some people didn't like them. I remember as a child, didn't really like the Hog Wild levels because I wasn't very good at them, but then the racing itself was a bit meh. I did like a lot the, going on the dinosaur, in the dinosaur levels with Crash, but here you can see they've really stepped it up, and they have improved that mechanic. Like, it's still a little hard to, like, pinpoint accuracy maneuver the zoomer or the bird, but it's cool to see those influences coming from Crash Bandicoot 3, which is my favourite Crash Bandicoot game. I love that game, and how they've improved on them here and made bigger fleshed out sections of vehicles in their open world stuff. Like, I really, really, really liked the base, as I said. I just loved going around, like, trying to figure out, like, where am I going to get everything, until I worked out how the menus worked, and the menus are telling me what to get. That was pretty good. So the tracking, good stuff. This game tracks better than other games I've played that are recent. Like, it still won't pinpoint where you're missing a certain orb. So I did have an issue where on the snow level I was missing an orb, and I couldn't really work out where it was, but because it was buried in the snow, because the snows were quite deep. But I just looked it up. Sometimes I just look up, like, oh, I'm missing 2, and you can find out pretty easily where they are. He's running about. I don't know. Maybe he's got to take a dump ski or something. Urgent dump ski alert upstairs. Just letting everyone know my neighbour's bowel movements potentially. Anyway. So I'm curious to see how the game wraps up and how it ends, and anymore. I also really like just like working out, like, even though I know it's like a game for kids, it still makes me like, think, oh, how am I going to do this platforming section? And I like working it out, and I really like playing it with you guys as well, because you kind of like help me through it, and we're kind of working it out together, and it feels like an accomplishment. Like when I played the other day, I was doing that climbing up the robot thing. Like that was good fun doing it with you. I'm like, come on, we can make it. So thoroughly enjoying my time. Very like getting all these trophies. It just feels like a nice yay. Go you, Lucy. You do the thing. We are your planning team. Thank you very much. I do enjoy the planning team a lot. So yeah, all this talking of trophies made me want to go get trophies. Go get them trophies, Aaron. You got this. So enjoying my time. There will be more Jak and Daxter to follow from this stream. So that's all I got to say about Jak and Daxter. My initial thoughts is that I think it's a good game. I'm having a good time, apart from when the platforming annoys me slightly. The end. Bam. So that's all I've got to say. Let's see what the comments say. Are you going to play Jak 2 and 3? I don't know. I'm not going to run and start immediately playing it like as soon as I finished it. Maybe I'll come back to it. I am intrigued to see how they go, because I heard they take quite a different turn. Like people say they're like GTA. But I am more open to playing 2 and 3 than I am Spyro 2 and 3, for instance. Now, how does it compare to Ratchet and Clank? I've been thinking about this a long time. Like, whilst I like the game, I think maybe I like the gameplay of Ratchet and Clank more. Like, I like the weapons. I do think maybe the level design is a bit better in Jak and Daxter than it is Ratchet and Clank, but I do like the variety of the levels with the gadgets in Ratchet and Clank. I think Jak and Daxter, the characters in Jak and Daxter are more interesting than Ratchet and Clank. Like, Ratchet and Clank are the two good guys. Now, I like Ratchet and Clank, the characters, quite a lot. They have a nice little chemistry between each other. They're a good duo. I just don't really care about the other characters in the world. I've got no interest in Dr. Nefarious. I do like Rivet and Kit a lot. They were the newly introduced ones. They were pretty cool. But the Captain, Quark, and all that, I don't care about all of them. I like the core. Whereas with Jak and Daxter, I find myself more interested in the side characters and what's happening in the world. Like, I don't find the world of Ratchet and Clank that interesting. So both have their pluses, both have their, like, you know, cons. So yeah, it's been quite fun going back to the platformers that I once missed. Jose is saying I only played the first one. Jamie saying I think you would enjoy Psychonauts personally. Yeah, another one that I've kind of missed out on. So maybe I'll go back to that at some point. So yeah, I shall maybe return. But now, when I complete this, I'm kind of like, what do I play next? I kind of liked having like Jak and Daxter to play and stream with you, and then having Hogwarts Legacy in the background. So I'm kind of at a bit of a loss. I do want to keep on the trophy hunt, you know, keep getting a good batch of trophies before I start trying to play harder games. So I was thinking about maybe starting separate ways potentially. Last of Us Part 2 is there as well, which I'm going to talk about in a second, because I do want to start it, but I don't know if I'll be able to. Well, maybe I could continue the streaming, because like I said, January is so dead that maybe I do just go straight to it. I am interested in the no return mode, so I suppose, but is Last of Us going to give me a good trophy output? I'm not sure. Well, here's the deal, everybody. This is what I want to talk about. I've gone on record to say that I would really like to do a full stream of The Last of Us Part 2. Like, I'd love to play the game with you. Definitely want to play No Return, which is what Fabio's asking. So maybe I start that at the weekend and see if I can earn some trophies in that, because I'm super interested in what that is going to be like. So my main question for those of you, playing Last of Us Part 2, interested in watching me play Last of Us Part 2, is that I really want to get the platinum, obviously, in the most slimlined way possible. And the thing that's concerning me about it is the collectibles. Now, this game, when I did Last of Us Part 1, I was pretty confident I knew where all the collectibles were, because I played the game so often. There's probably one or two that I had to go back and get. I can't quite remember. But I had a pretty good stead on which ones I was getting. I don't have that in Part 2. And there are a hell of a lot of collectibles. Like, there's the cards, there's the coins, there's the letters, there's lots of stuff. And I don't want to be sitting here looking at a guide, because that's not very interesting for either of us all to, like, watch or... I don't want to auto pop it though. 286. That's so much. Yeah, there is an unnecessary amount of collectibles, says Jose. Indeed. So I'm trying to weigh up what is the best way to handle the collectibles. I do want to do the whole. Well, what I do is I just play the whole game with you on stream and then just do cleanup on my own. But I kind of like doing the streams where I do the entirety of the platinum with you guys. We shall see. But I don't want to be pausing, looking at a guide every 10 seconds to be like, when's the next one? I also know that there is game help available. God tell you, if you have opened up a game that has game help, the PlayStation will tell you, the PS app will tell you. In fact, Jim Ryan himself might shout it down the street to you, hey, this game has game help! So you don't ever forget. But also with that, like, whilst it's very helpful to open up game help, it also then cuts into the game. Like, I don't want to be playing it and checking game help every 10 seconds, because it just breaks the flow. That type of game doesn't really suit that. So I'm trying to think how to handle the collectibles. Do I do the little cheaty thing, I suppose, which is, I know in the accessibility mode, you can turn it on that the collectibles get highlighted in yellow. That's an option to try and make it better, or I just bite the bullet and just play the game and then just have to do another collectibles run. I think, I haven't looked at the trophy guide, but I think I would have to do at least a bit more gameplay anyway in order to level up. Because haven't you got to level up your weapons, which requires at least another playthrough, and you've also got to beef up your character a bit as well by taking your pills and your vitamins and saying your prayers. So I don't know if it can all be done in one playthrough. I don't want to auto pop it, even though you can also pop it. I just don't really. No, if you do accessibility, you might as well auto pop. But I still want to earn the trophies along the way. It's just I don't want to look at the collectibles. That's my difference with it. I just don't want to earn them all at once, and then I don't feel like motivated to play the game. I know that's terrible to say, but I also just don't want to waste time mucking about with 286 collectibles. So I'm going to have a think about it. What I might do is start with no return mode and stream that, because I'm very, very intrigued, and then figure out streaming part 2, because I really want to play the game again. I just don't want to, muck about with collectibles per se. You're saying you don't want to do in 2 playthroughs. No, I don't. I've got to play God of War Ragnarok at some point. I've got to play Sekiro at some point. I get people telling me all the time. Even Adam McDermott's playing Elden Ring this year. I'm slipping. I've got to get on it. I can't be wasting two playthroughs on Last of Us Part 2. Well, you've done it once legit, so already accept. Yes, it's not. I just don't like the collectibles in this game either. The collectibles in Part 1 are so good. They have meaning. They have a purpose of the story. I just don't buy Ellie being into collectible cards. Like, Ellie's got other shit on her mind. She's like, oh, life's really sad. God, I could have saved the world, but fuck, I didn't. Oh, collectible cards. Oh, yeah. So I've got to keep all of these. Unrealistic. Abby as well. Oh, yeah, I've got so much. Oh, I've got to strike vengeance, but I've got to take the time to pick up this coin. It just doesn't make sense. Also, the letters, there's too many of them. I love the letters in Part 1, but this, I just feel like they're trying to recapture that, but there's just too many filler letters. It's like me writing, oh, hey, today I went to the shops, and put the letter down. Oh, wow, this person went to the shops. And then you find another letter. Oh, I haven't left yet because I forgot that I hadn't put my socks on yet. Oh, I haven't put their socks on yet. Interesting. At the door. Oh, almost forgot my keys. Almost out the door. We don't need that level of letter detail. So, I get that they're a tribute to her dad. So that makes a bit more sense. But still, it's collectibles for collectibles' sake. And I'm just not into it. So, oh yeah, and Cuphead. Exactly. Ragnarok, right. It'll happen. How about auto pop, then try to play it on a harder difficulty to make a proper playthrough? I might do you know what I could do? I could do a full playthrough and just get whatever trophies I get, and then at the end of that playthrough, then do the auto pop. Is that possible? Could that be done? Because then it's like, I played it once, I got what I got, and then everything else will come. Could be a potential way. But I might try the accessibility mode thing. It's just, I just feel like it breaks the immersion. I'm not trying to play the game, but I'm like, oh, is there imagine right now, I've walked into this environment, okay? Lucy in a video game, in real life, okay. I'm pretty sure there's something in the distance over there. That's me looking for collectibles. It's unrealistic. You just walk around the walls trying to see if there's anything there. So that was me reenacting, looking for collectibles if they were in real life. Thank you very much. So how much do I remember about Last of Us Part 2? I'm going to now try and tell you the story of Last of Us Part 2. Hi, Gaming Cat. So if you haven't played Last of Us Part 2, you might want to cover your ears and shield your eyes for the next bit. Thank you. What is realistic when the wall... what is realistic is the wall hugging. It's you just walking into the wall. I mean, if you're playing Uncharted 3, this happens in Uncharted 3. Just walking around, stroking all the walls. That's me playing collectibles in playing video games in real life. Okay, we are going to initiate the spoiler hand. This is now spoilers for Last of Us Part 2. I want to see how much I can remember of the game. Here we go. The game starts, and Nate does it with a little more enthusiasm. That's a fair point. Okay, the game starts, and obviously Joel, he's like cleaning a guitar because he's going to give it to Ellie, and he's talking to Tommy about what he did. They ride, and it's a beautiful scene, and they go to Jackson, which looks totally different now. And then he gives Ellie the guitar, and he's like, I want to teach you how to play guitar someday. And she's like, okay, sure, whatever. And then he starts singing, future days, days of you and me. And there's quite a nice moment, probably one of my favourite parts of the game. Ellie and young Joel, sorry, wrong way around. Joel and young Ellie. Chef's kiss, we love them. Flash forward now, I guess, to Joel and Tommy are out on a mission. Oh, I know, yeah, they've got to do, like, you know, check the hideouts or something to look for infected. So you do that with Tommy, and Ellie is... Oh, no, actually, I think you wake up and then something's gone on with Ellie, actually. I'm not going to go into the minutiae, all right? I can't be asked for all that. Anyway, Ellie goes out, and there's a snowstorm. She's out with Dina, and then they get separated, so they have to be in a little hideout. They like each other and whatnot, so they mess about a bit, as they say. The kids say we had a bit of fooling around. That's happening, and meanwhile, Joel and Tommy are out, and they get, you know, ambushed by a bunch of infected. They're like going. There's some other people there. They help them, and then so these new people bring Joel and Tommy to their place, and then they're like, "What's your guy's name?" And he's like, "Oh, it's I'm Joel and I'm Tommy." Boom. He's like, well, you acting like we're famous or something. I don't know if these are the actual words. You guys heard of us? You may have played a little game called Last Was Part 1. They're like, oh my God. And then Abby, who we don't know at the time, there's like gets the shotgun out and just like, poof, and just shotguns off Joel's leg. And then they beat the living shit out of him. And they're like, ah! And then she gets the golf club and she just whacks the living hell out of him. Ellie somehow gets wind of this. I can't remember how. I think Jessie comes in and is like, you gotta go, Joel is in trouble. So she's like, you're running to try and save Joel. You're going through the snow. You get there, you hear it's too late. You walk in, oh, and now you're hitting the head. You're on the floor. You see Joel, who's like, no, and his eyes are like popping out. And then Abby's like, poof, poof. And here's the final hit, and Joel is 100% dead. Abby and the crew are like, let the others live. They have not wronged her. So they all walk off, and everyone lives a happy life. Not. So now Ellie is obviously like really like upset, clearly, because Joel is now dead. As we see, she's by the grave, and now she's walking around, and Maria, who's Tommy's wife, is like, oh, you know, it's sad, blah blah blah. And then Ellie decides that she has to leave to go do something. I'm not really sure why she leaves, but she tells Dina to come along, and they're going looking. I suppose they're going to look for Abby. I think she just wants to go and look for this person that killed Joel. I don't know. So they go to Seattle, and now the game starts going day one. So this is a very long intro. Day one. Oh, isn't this lovely? You do see a bit of Abby, actually. She says that I think it's Abby, yeah, looking about, wants to find something or other. I don't know. Who knows what's going on? So they all go around Seattle. You got this long bit where you're just trying to like follow the trail of wherever this person came from. I didn't say it was going to be good. And so you do a bunch of stuff in day one because you're trying to find where these people are. And I think you make it to like the radio place or something where you see pictures of them all having a good time. And you're like, oh my God, it's those people. And then you find out that Dina's pregnant. You're like, oh my God, Bob. And Ellie's like, oh man, no, that sucks because Dina used to be with Jessie. But now she likes Ellie and Dina like each other, but now they're going to have a little baby together, I guess. That's kind of like, well, that's kind of sucks. So she's like throwing up a bit. But they don't really talk about it. They're just like, oh man, that's, okay. We'll deal with that later because right now we're on a bloodthirsty mission to kill the person that killed Joel. So that's day one. Day two, what happens on day two? Is that when they find the theatre and they sort of like put up shop in this theatre place? See, that's why I kind of want to play the game because I can't really remember. And then I think Dina has to go home. I think she's like, I'm going home. And you're like, all right, cheers, see you later, bye. Oh, because then Jessie finds you. And then Jessie's like, what's going on? And then they both go home. Or, oh, wait, do you not go through the neighbourhood place as well where you've got to kill dogs? And then you drive a car with all the clickers. And it's like, whoa, this feels like Uncharted, but it's actually The Last of Us. So that happens. Dina doesn't go home. Okay, maybe she doesn't go home. Maybe Ellie just goes out. Oh, I remember what happens. I remembered now. Dina's actually too sick to leave. So she leaves Dina at the theatre and then she goes out and meets Jessie and then all of that happens. She finds out that she has to go to... she's got to go to Seattle to the aquarium to go and find. So that she's like, bye, Dina. I'm going now. I am already in Seattle, actually. This is just day 3. And it's really raining on day 3. That's what I remember about day 3. She's got to wear her rain mac. Oh, and then it's really sad because she like also plays the guitar and she's really... Oh, that was a really sad moment. This Future Day song is really sad. This is an original story. Wait, you got to watch this. You got to see what happens afterwards. Like, if I did it after replaying it, I wouldn't have remembered. So Ellie's out really sad in the theatre. She like plays up, oh, future days of you and me, boom. And then she has a flashback to her and Joel on her birthday when she was like 15. And this is my favourite part of the entire game. They're at the museum for dinosaurs. They're having a good time. They're laughing. And I was like, why wasn't the rest of the game like this? They go into space together and it's just lovely and wholesome and makes you even sadder that Joel is no longer there. Sad times. So then the story continues. It's raining. You have to go through a bunch of buildings, as you normally do. Kill a bunch of stuff. You also then get on a speedboat, and you have another flashback, I think, where you then see Ellie is withdrawn a bit because she's obviously got feelings for girls, but doesn't know how to say it to Joel. And then Joel's like, "Oh, Tommy, you talk to her." I don't know. And then they go and, you know, I think they have a bit of a Barney in the barn. I don't know. They have to beat up a big bloater, beat him up. They have to kill a big bloater because they're looking for something. Anyway, that happens. So they're a bit on the outs anyway. You discover that they're a bit like, something's not quite right here. They maybe weren't on good talking terms. Ellie, back in the future, or the present, Ellie's driving a little speedboat. This bit takes ages. You're driving. Oh, now I've discovered these new people. We're fighting the WLF, which are the bad guys. They're the people that Abby's clan. But now there's these Seraphites who are like cult people who whistle and use bows, and they're pretty scary in the woods. So you have to fight a bunch of them for ages. Then you have to fight a bunch of the other people. Eventually, you make it to the aquarium, which I quite like this bit. You're going through the aquarium. It's kind of spooky because the aquarium's all, you know, old and abandoned. And then the worst part of the game happens. A dog jumps out at you, a lovely German Shepherd, and you just stab it. And then you walk into a room where Abby's friends, who we don't know they're Abby's friends yet, are talking about something, and then Ellie's like, I'm gonna kill you, and so then she kills both of them. One of them who is heavily pregnant, but she don't care. She's like just stabbing them, and then I think Tommy comes in and is like, what have you done? As their blood is everywhere, and then Ellie's like, oh, and then it's all like, wow, that was a lot. You've got a bit far, Ellie, and I'm not sure how I feel about this. So then we go back to the theatre, and I think they think everything's fine. Tommy's trying to persuade Ellie and Dina to go home. They're like, look, just go home now. This has gone too far. Joel wouldn't want this. I don't think anyone actually says that. And so they're going to go home when they suddenly get a knock at the door. And let me tell you, it isn't the parcel delivery man. It's not FedEx man. It's Abby. And this is my favourite part of the entire game. They bust in, and then she shoots Tommy, but Tommy's like, ah, and I think he just like loses his like side of his eye or something. And then Abby's like, ah, I mean, no, Abby's not like, Ellie's like, ah, and then Abby's like, we let you live, but you wasted it. I love the way she says it. Like, my favourite line of the entire game. And then it's like, intensity, cut to black, day 1. What just happened? I want to know what happened. We're Abby. Now, this is the part of the game I really want to play. All that Ellie stuff was just kind of like, whoa, drama mill. I want to get back to Abby, and I want to enjoy the Abby. So you wake up in the morning, and you're Abby. Yeah, you do wake up in the morning, and you are Abby. And you're like, what? So then you're sort of walking around, Wolf Life, WLF Life, all these people that you read about in all your notes and you saw on all the walls painted. You're now living, and they seem like kind of decent people. They like eating burritos, and they've got good friends and they got good bants with each other. Way. So then Abby has to go out, and guess who you meet? You meet a cute little German shepherd named Alice, and it's a great dog. She's a great dog. You play catch with her, you love her. So then they all go out on a mission. They take the pregnant lady with them, because why wouldn't you take the pregnant lady with you? So they're going out, and they get into a bit of bother, as you do. You get in a bit of bother in the apocalypse, don't you? People start bothering you, and you've got to bother them back by putting a bullet in their head. So they get into a bit of trouble. What was that noise? Is that me? Am I making noise? Probably. Then they have to, then explosions happen, and they have to come back to base where they discover that their friends, Danny, I think his name was Danny, died. By the way, I missed out that part of the game where Ellie kills a bunch of their friends earlier. Ellie's just killed a bunch of their friends already. So they're like, no, who could have done this? It's a crazy girl and her other crazy girlfriend who carried a little baby. But I don't think they know that bit at that point. So this is after Abby has killed Joel. So she's like coming to terms with it. She's having kind of nightmares and doesn't know if this was the right thing. It didn't cure her. Anyway, now we have a flashback, I guess, I think, to Abby being a kid. And she's like, oh my God, I'm such an innocent free kid. I'm walking around with my dad and we're having the best daddy-daughter day. Oh no, there's a zebra. The zebra's got caught in the barbed wire. Isn't my dad so heroic and nice? Isn't he the best? Oh no, he's been called to work because he's got to do a major operation on a little girl. I wonder what this is. Oh, we're also in that other place we are at the end of the game, Salt Lake City of the first game. How quaint. So the dad's like, oh, I have to, operate on this little girl, because turns out her dad's a doctor and they work for the Fireflies. And so he's like, oh man, I guess I have to do it, I guess. And she's like, oh man, that's a lot. So next thing she knows is her dad, he didn't make it because a crazy man came in and killed her dad and everybody in the building to save the girl that was meant to save the world. And then Abby is like, I'm really mad about it, as you would be, I guess. He could have saved the world. They could have all saved the world, and also her dad had to die. So that's happened. So flash forward, it kind of gives you a bit more understanding of why Abby did what she did. Now there's kind of like a subplot that's happening with her friends. She's got a friend called Owen, a friend called whose name I can't remember. She was a bit boring. She's voiced by Ashley Birch, who I like, but she does the voice of this character. They've got a thing going on. They're having a baby, but Abby and Owen are like are like childhood sweethearts or something. So they were like supposed to be together, and then you get flashbacks of them being like, I don't know, almost Notebook worthy, of like, oh, I'm gonna jump off this thing now, like in the Notebook, which he probably hasn't seen because he's like 18, and I haven't seen it either. I just watch people on YouTube talking about it, so I don't know what I'm talking about. And so she's like, no, I've got to train. I got no time for boyfriends. I got to train because one day I'm going to beat somebody up with a golf club. And he's like, oh my God, you're so boring. So then that doesn't really last because she's so helpful about training. So now I guess he goes with Mel, and now they're together. But there's kind of like an unspoken sexual tension still between Abby and Owen. So you have a lot of flashbacks of her and Owen's relationship as he goes to build out the aquarium. I actually quite liked when he built out the aquarium. That was really nice. That was a sweet moment. So this is all happening in the background. Let's go to day 2 of Abby. Day 2 of Abby, she, I think, wants to go and find the person that killed her friends. So she sets off. And then she comes into some bother with the Seraphite people, which they're like, old foes. And it's like Roger Federer and Nadal. Oh, we've got to fight at Wimbledon again. Woo! So they always fight each other all the time. And I'm not really sure how this happens, but she meets Lev and what's her other name? The name of, is it Yana? I think. She's looking for Owen because Owen's. Oh yes, thank you. Owen's done a runner. Yara, thank you. Owen's done a runner. Apologies. So she is looking for him and meets Lev and Yara along the way, who are 2 Seraphites that are running away. This is probably one of my favourite stories of the game. I love the relationship between Abby and Lev. So they go to the aquarium to look for Owen. He's not there. Or is he there? I'm not sure. He was there because that's where he is when he gets killed. But something happens that means that Abby... Oh, right, yes. Yara gets her arm cut off Oh yeah, I remember now. There's a whole big sequence. There's too much fighting in this game, so there's a big fight sequence, and Yara loses her arm, and that's when you have the clip her wings bit. Yes, that bit happens, but it's really brutal. Those people are trying to like kill them, but Abby actually saves their lives. So they go to the aquarium. Yara needs her arm cut off, so like we're gonna have to go to the hospital and get some medicine. So Lev goes with Abby, and they do like this. I really like as well that Abby's like really afraid of heights, and I really like how they portray that. Like she's like this big tough person, but she also has like insecurities and fears, and like Lev helps her through it, and they build this really cute relationship, which is I love. Chef's kiss for this. So they go to the hospital. Oh my god, in the hospital. Actually, this is probably my favorite day in the game. Day 2 Abby is probably my favorite day. There's a lot of like cool stalker stuff happening where they go for old buildings. They go into the hospital where you have to fight the Rat King, which is really cool. And that's got a really nice story with letters of what's happening on day 0. And then I think she then finds out that all her friends died again. God, what? Don't you hate that? She gets the medicine that she needs. She goes back and they are able to help Yara, I think. Yes. And they're like, woohoo, that was good. Now, what do they do on day 3? Why is she out and about on day 3? Day 3 is when, I think they need to go back, Yara and Lev, to see their mum, I think. So they have to go back to Seraphite territory, because now Abby's being, like, you know, helpful towards them. And that's when a really cool big actually fight scene happens, which is pretty cool. It's like everything's on fire. I really like this part of the game actually as well. Like there's a bit of like stealth stuff. You're in the corn, you're killing, you got the crossbow. Abby's got some cool like gameplay going on here. Big fight happens, very gory, bad things happen, explosions, erosions, everything. I think this is when Abby comes into contact with Jacob, who I haven't mentioned yet, but Jacob's like the big I am, the WLF, and he's just like, Abby, you've betrayed us, and then she protects like Yara and Lev, but then ends up Yara gets shot, and they're like, no, so now she's got to look after Lev. It all goes down, it's big, after a big tiring day. What a big tiring day. It's like coming back from the office and you've had like, back-to-back meetings, and what do you find? Your 2 best friends are dead. Oh wait, they did bang on a boat. I forgot that happened. So she actually cheated on Owen and Mel cheated on Owen and Abby cheated on Mel. That happened. You had to have heard that. Why is he running? Why are you running? There's no need to run. Maybe I'm spoiling The Last of Us for him. Anyway, she comes back and finds they're both dead. And that's obviously annoying. So then she figures out, I think because they leave their map, Ellie left her map there, figures out where it is. She's like, I'm gonna have to do it again. I let them live. We're back at the theatre. I let you live and you wasted it. And so then they have a fight. It's Abby versus Ellie. And it's like I think in this one you're Abby? And you're trying to fight Ellie. Yes. And Ellie's like stealthy and like hides. And then you're Abby and you're like, you have this big showdown in the theatre. This game is so long. Eventually, she like grabs Dina and she's going to kill Dina. But then Ellie's like, she's pregnant. And then Abby, because Abby's like a good person, unlike Ellie, spares Dina's life because Dina is pregnant. So then Abby just like, look, that's it. I'm out. I'm leaving you guys. Bye. You guys can live. Revenge isn't worth it because she's been having a lot of nightmares about what happened. She relives the moment of her dad dying and she just realizes that revenge didn't actually give her the closure that she wanted. So she goes off and Ellie and Dina go and live happily ever after in a little farmhouse, and they're visited by Tommy. They have JJ, the little baby. It's all wonderful, but Ellie has to go and ruin it because she can't live with the fact that Abby killed Joel. She can't move on. She tells Dina. Dina's like, please don't go. We've got a lovely little idyllic life. Do you know how many people are living in a beautiful farm world? Not many people, but we've got all of this. I know that obviously she's got a bit of like PTSD, which is cool to see how they handle that. But it's just a very frustrating moment to be like, no, don't, Ellie. You are becoming the villain. So she leaves in the middle of the night to find Abby one last time. So she goes to Santa Barbara because Abby and Lev, who are now a team, they want to go, and because now Abby's really sad that Owen died, wants to continue Owen, because Owen didn't want to be part of the WLF anymore. Owen wanted to become a Firefly. Yeah, exactly. She let her live twice and she wasted it. So Owen was hell-bent to get out and escape and be part of the Fireflies. So now Abby wants to continue the story and to do that too. So she's telling Lev we're leaving, obviously because Jacob, I'm pretty sure his name is Jacob, right? It begins with a J anyway. She's not part of the WLF anymore. So they're on a mission to go see Santa Barbara. And there's just some really nice scenes between the two of them where Abby's like, oh, that's really cool. And like, because Lev doesn't know like social, oh, it's Isaac. Thank you. It's Isaac, my bad. Because like Lev grew up in like a sheltered like cult life, so he doesn't know cool as like a turn of phrase and stuff. So I really like that stuff about them. And then they get captured by these things called the Rattlers. Ugh, the Rattlers I don't enjoy. They come in too late and they're just like super bad for bad guys' sake. So they're captured. We don't know what happens to them. Cut back to Ellie, who's like now having to fight sunburnt clickers to try and track them down and find them. She eventually turns up at the Rattlers camp, and this is why I'm just like, oh my god, it just never ends, because now it's like, oh, the Rattlers is bad for bad guys' sake. Ellie bites one of them, and then she's like, now you're infected because I'm infected. Ellie gets bit again. No ramifications for this. She's like, oh, what a shame. And then she ends up breaking into the Rattlers camp, which has a really cool moment where there are infected clickers tied up. But this comes too late in the game. Like, why do they do this? The cool parts of the game happen too late. I was like, this could have been a really cool, but it wasn't expanded on enough, because it is quite fun, like going and unlocking the clickers and seeing them like, you know, run about, but happens too late. You go in and you're looking for Abby, and you find Abby is finally hanging up to dry. I don't really know why she was selected, but Abby is a shadow of herself, a former self. Her muscles are all gone. She's clearly not been fed. Is Lev also there? I think so. And they're just like in the sun. And then Ellie's like, I want to fight you. And then Abby's like, why? And then he's like, but I want to fight you. All right, we fight. And so then they have a fight, and this time you're Ellie fighting Abby, which I was like, I don't think you're right, Ellie. I don't want you to kill Abby, and I don't care. Like, just go away. Like, I get it. It is sad, but you've done enough. You've done enough. So they fight each other for ages, and eventually, I think, doesn't Abby, like, bite Ellie's 2 fingers off? And then it's just like, enough. And then Ellie's just like, just go. She can't handle it anymore. Just go. And so they get in a boat, and Abby and Lev, they boat away, hopefully to get to the Fireflies in Santa Barbara. They found out that's where they are. And Ellie just sits there, sad. And then she goes back to the house where Dina and JJ should be. But oh no, they've left. And her guitar's there. And she picks up the guitar to remind her of Joel and goes to play it. But she can't, because she's missing 2 of her fingers. And then the game ends. Like, that's it. That's the recap. I've got nothing else. I mean, I don't want to put a bad spin on it, but that's what I remember about the game. I just think it's not even a sad ending. It's like a depressing sad ending. It's like a, damn. Like, you know, at the end of like Stan, the song, come to think of it, it was you. Damn. It's like that reaction. It's like, why? I know I feel really bummed that you can't play the guitar anymore. But that's kind of your fault, so I can't feel sorry for you. I just feel sad about the situation. But you did that. I mean, she did help Abby and Lev get free, to be fair. So, I don't know. That's what I remember. God, I feel pained thinking about it. And that, everyone, is my recap of The Last of Us Part 2. Hopefully, we'll see how close I was. I think I was about 60% right of what happens, right? How would I have ended it? I would have ended it with Ellie and Dina living in the farmhouse and following Abby and Lev on their journey to reach the Fireflies, and leave it on a happy note of, you know, what are they going to get up to next? Because I'm interested in their story. I think Ellie would just need to accept what happened, and I want to just move on. I just find that end bit just really frustrating, and that's why I'm Team Abby, because Abby, like, Ellie just does too much. So there we go. The fingers she loses are the same ones she grabs in the last cutscene of The Last of Us. Really? That's interesting. But yeah, I just think about, now that's it. You've lost your fingers forever. Sometimes I see pigeons who have lost their foot, and I'm like, That's the rest of your life now, Pigeon. Which is why I'm a bit worried, because I don't want to lose something for the rest of my life either. Because you've got to live with that decision. Like, it was not worth it. You could still play the guitar, but I think that's what I find sad. The thing that connects her to Joel, she cannot do. Oh, I forgot about the actual ending. You then see a flashback of her saying that she was going to forgive Joel. So it doesn't end on. You think that they ended on a sour note, but they didn't. They were going to. She was going to forgive him for what he did. Oh yeah, because she finds out that actually he saved her and stopped her saving the world. That's what happened. So yeah, then she says she's ready to forgive him. The next day he dies. So that's really sad. It's all a bit too sad, to be honest. So that's the end of the game. I think I need to earn the platinum for Jak and Daxter now. So thank you for watching Locking It Down with Lucy, part 2, part 175. Do you think there'll be a Last of Us Part 3, and what do you think it'll be like? I just want to focus on Abby and Lev, to be honest. I don't know how they can redeem Ellie. I don't know what's left with Ellie's story. Unless, I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah. I don't know what they can do. It feels like Last of Us Part 1 ended so well. And this one, it just feels a bit like a muddle. And I don't really know. I don't know how you finish the story. I mean, I want to see a finish because I feel unresolved about this, but I also don't want to think about the game negatively because I really want to come at it with a fresh, like, my memories of the game is like too many long combat sequences that I didn't enjoy, and too many areas of the game which I found frustrating and too hard to, watch or emotionally feel. Like, oh, I forgot the bit about in the hospital where she beats up that girl Nora within an inch of her life. Like, too much happens. So there we go. Do you think the TV show Part 2 will be as sad as the game? Probably. Yeah, I imagine so. Ellie should have just left Abby to go at the end without fighting her. Yeah, that would have been nice as well. Like, she goes back to get to Abby, and then realizes and wants to fight her, but then realizes it's not worth it. That would have been nice. And then she comes to terms with, like, yeah, this isn't worth it. So, I don't know. I guess that's what I'm gonna. I guess I'm gonna just see how I feel when I play it. So, yeah. I hope I can enjoy it. That's my takeaway. So I'll let you know when I play that. You'll come along for the ride and we'll experience the game together and I'll have a better time. Right, I really have to go. I wish I had left more time to talk about that because I could talk about Last of Us Part 2 for ages because I find it fascinating. So I'm going to put the spoiler hand down. So I will see you all in about... You could tell the story properly then. I'll see you all in about like 5-10 minutes. I'm just going to grab a drink. This drink was weird, so I'm just going to... finish it off, switch everything over, and I shall be back to Platinum, Jak and Daxter. Let's do it. All right, thank you everybody for watching. Let us finish the poll, which is, do you like January? 14% of you said don't care, 80% of you say worst month, 21% of you say great month, and 47% of you say okay. Thank you all for voting. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for the mods doing all the mod duties. Thanks everyone for sticking with me and bearing with me. I hope you are all well, and I maybe will see you in about 5 to 10 minutes. And if not, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And yeah, catch you on the next Locking It Down with Lucy. All right, catch you in a bit, guys. Bye. Need to go over here and do the thing. Later.